Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Sakina Rauha binti Rusli, matric number 2412606, and I will be presenting section 6.0 of my group essay titled Sources and Objectives of Shariah. This section will explore the connections between the study of English language and literature and Maqasid Shariah. In this day and age, the English language dominates popular social media posts that influence the culture and social values of our local community, especially to the younger generation. The virality of social media apps such as TikTok and Instagram makes it easier than ever for people to connect with each other on a global scale, and English is often used as an intermediary language to overcome the language barrier since it's taught as a second language for most countries. So it's imperative as Muslims for us to study the English language and Sharia to deeply understand English's cultural background and rebuke any values that are being spread that are against Islamic principles. Besides that, the study of language is important as a way for human beings to understand each other. As stated in Surah Al-Hujurat verse 13, O humanity, indeed we created you from a male and a female and made you into peoples and tribes so that you may get to know one another. Surely the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous among you. Allah is truly all-knowing, all-aware. This verse explains that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us with diversity in genders and race as a means for us to get to know each other. So, the study of English language is also a way for us to understand other cultures better and cultivate respect and understanding of the diversity of cultures in this world that has been placed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, studying literature written by native speakers of that language can also give us an idea of the culture of that language and the prominent views shared by their community. Thus, scholars can investigate popular English literature from an Islamic viewpoint, not only for criticism, but also to reflect on our own values and culture as well. So, Sharia is related to the study of English language and literature through its role as an anchor against Western philosophy and a tool for the cultivation of morality. The Western culture of today is directly in opposition of Islamic perspectives in the aspect that the Western world adopted the belief of secularism in the study of all sciences. Meanwhile, Muslims still believe that every creation is made by God and a sign of His will. Instead, much of modern Western society places an emphasis in individualism and humanism, which is the belief that the world can be understood through human reason and wisdom, while rejecting the concept of religion as a guiding principle of life. In Islam, however, Muslims are taught that every single aspect of our lives should be done to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Sharia is the prime example of this, as it is the comprehensive code of conduct in Islam and derives from Allah's commands in the Quran and Hadith. The main language used to propagate Western ideologies is often English. Whether it's simple social media posts or philosophical journals, English is the primary language used due to its familiarity and power that it holds globally. So, people of all ages around the world can be exposed to their views and cultural values as a result. Understanding the sources and maqasid Sharia is important for us to not follow these un-Islamic values that are threatening to inject themselves into our society. Additionally, some content in the media also includes slander or misrepresentation of Islam. As mentioned in Hadith by the Prophet ﷺ, whoever of you sees an evil, let him change it with his hand. And if he is not able to do so, then let him change it with his tongue. And if he is not able to do so, then with his heart. And that is the weakest of faith. So, Muslims must understand the Maqasid Sharia and have a deep understanding of the English language to protect the deen when confronted with misrepresentation of it in social media. This responsibility falls into one of the al-daruriyat of Maqasid Sharia, which is Hifzuddin, which is the protection of religion. So, studying Sharia is a way to combat the corruption of religion in an English-dominated society through understanding Western ideologies. Next, we have the cultivation of morality. In language studies, literature plays a vital role in helping us understand a language's culture and historical background. By examining this Western literature, scholars are able to not only analyze the values of other societies, but also to reflect on their own cultural beliefs and moral principles. Western literary text allows for a deeper understanding of culture and ethics from an Islamic perspective. Analyzing literature through an Islamic lens does not mean focusing only on Islamic texts, but rather it involves engaging with Western literary works of all kinds. Throughout history, many literary texts have raised ethical questions that continue to be debated today. One well-known example is Shakespeare's play Hamlet, which explores moral issues such as death and revenge. In Sharia, we have the concept of qisas, which addresses revenge by allowing equal retaliation in cases of intentional killing carried out through proper judicial processes in order to protect human life. This can be paralleled in the story of Hamlet, where Hamlet wants to seek revenge by killing his father's killer. However, the Quran also highlights that forgiveness is more virtuous than retaliation, as stated in Surah Al-Shura, verse 40. While some scholars may argue that Hamlet's pursuit of revenge is justified, this verse gives us an Islamic perspective that illustrates that although retribution is permitted, forgiveness and reconciliation are considered more commendable. So, incorporating Sharia values into the analysis of Western literature enables scholars worldwide to reflect on moral values and human actions across different cultural contexts. In this way, Muslim readers can compare the actions and and beliefs of Western literary characters with their own, encouraging self-reflection on morality and principles that align with Shariah and fiqh when studying literature. In conclusion, the study of English language and literature in Maqasid Shariah is related to protect Muslims from adopting un-Islamic cultural values and helps personal reflection of our own moral values. That's all from me. Thank you.